Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So this time around, I will of course again be talking about another animated direct-to-video feature again for this particular video, of course. Again, like I said in my previous video, talking about direct-to-video animated stuff isn't nothing new. So I just thought, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to talk about yet another one. So for today's video, I'll be talking about Land of Time 4. Journey through the mists. So yeah, this one gets pretty crazy. It's in the sense of having a grand adventure, as these characters often do anyway. So that's not much of a stretch, obviously. This is the one where they encounter brand new friends, so to speak, I guess. But okay, got to have an adventure, some kind of fashion, I suppose. Anyway, as usual, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So here we go. In this adventure, we get to see Littlefoot and the gang. They meet up with this shy newcomer, but let's just say that the things is that it stops there. There's also this dire environment theme to this movie, of course, in a series in which the world's weather is changing beyond the Great Valley. So it's like a weather kind of changing kind of storytelling this time around. The weather is going haywire, and what had been dry land is now a land of misfits, so to speak. So that comes into effect into this one, folks. The shift begins like in a certain way, and this shift brings in new creatures who push out the older inhabitants. So yes, this caused some kind of conflict with these individuals, with these characters, because of new incomers. So yes, of course, things get rather complicated as you might expect. So there needs to be some kind of resolve, some kind of way to this conflict. It needs to be fixed, quite obviously. And yes, everyone is not really having a good time here whatsoever. And this needs to be fixed pronto. And it's not going to be an easy fix, quite obviously. So Littlefoot sees that these radical changes from self when he has to venture out into the area to find some kind of medical flower kind of a thing for his sick grandpa. So yeah, a special medical type flower does come into play here, of course. And let's say that relative of his, he desperately needs it. So this pushes him to go have his adventure because he's trying to help out his grandfather, his grandpa, of course you can say. And this isn't easy whatsoever at all. This is something that must be done with care, but along with the other characters that are introduced, as I was saying earlier, quite obviously, folks, and that is definitely is a thing here. So yeah, things get pretty chaotic as you might expect with this one, folks, of course, and that's pretty much what's going on in a nutshell, of course. But anyway, while the animation is okay, not quite as good as the previous installments, yes, the animation seems to maybe have a bit of a downgrade compared to the previous three films. I would definitely admit that the animation is it takes a noticeable turn with this one, folks. I mean, like it wasn't already, but you can really tell, folks. But okay, despite the really obvious differences, the animation itself is still decent enough. The animation itself is still okay, maybe a little slower than usual, but it's still decent enough. It still gets the job done in the grand scheme of things. There's enough details in the character designs, and the character designs aren't too bad for its worth. Not as detailed, but still gets the job done here. But okay, what about the story? The story itself is sound. The story itself is sound enough, of course, and we do get to meet familiar characters from the previous entries make a return here. So again, I'm giving this some credit for at least for being pretty consistent from the previous installments, so I'll give credit when credit is due. So the colors in this film are pretty vibrant here and there. Of course, the colors aren't too shabby for what they're trying to aim for. So that is definitely is a good thing there. As a whole, folks, okay, I guess I just wrap things up here. As a whole, this was a decent entry of the series, of course. This was something not too shabby, of course. The voice acting does its job, of course. The voice acting does its work in the overall story, of course. And I did think that the dialogue, while yes, it's very corny, but the dialogue gets its job done as well. So there was that, of course. And I guess I can't get too mad because there's still some effort to be done here. The background details aren't too bad. You can still tell there's some effort in here and there throughout the entire thing, so I can't really complain as a whole, really. Ultimately, I would suggest that if you're a big fan of this series, I would say definitely give this a chance. Of course, if you assuming you haven't seen it as of yet, and this is pretty nostalgic for a lot of people, I guess. And I'll give this film an overall rating of a 6.8 out of 10. It gets a 6.8 out of 10 for me. So, of course, as always, thanks for watching. See ya. Oh, yeah.